The EMIR of ANKA urges government at all levels to review anti-banditry tactics. Police Service Commission dismisses 4 senior police officers over serious misconduct. SERAP asks President MUHAMMADU BUHARI to stop 70-year-old NIN registration and threats to block SIM cards. On business, CBN revokes licenses of 42 microfinance banks. On sports, MARCELO says Leeds will not abandon playing style after 6-2 thrashing at Man United. And on the international scene, Boko Haram Infiltrates Cameroon's political and business leaders. Welcome to Svtv News. I am Musa Joy Udinyoza. The chairman of Zamfara State Council of Chiefs, Alhaji Tahiru Ahmad, has urged government at all levels to change their tactics and approach in the fight against armed banditry. The Emir made the call on Saturday while speaking over last Friday's attack on the Emir of Kauranamoda, Major Sanusi Mohammed, retired, along Zaria Funtua Road as a result of which 3 police escorts and 5 palace aides on the convoy were killed. Alhaji Tahiru Ahmed, who is also the Emir of Ankara, said it seems these acts of banditry have defied all solutions available to us, and the bandits have continued to kill people in the roads, in towns, in villages, and anywhere at any time. For more on the story, you've now to our correspondent Rahama Ibrahim.
On the Peace and Reconciliation Program initiated by Governor Matawale, in which bandits willing to lay down their arms were invited and encouraged to do so, the Emir said one could only dialogue with people who had a cause. These bandits do not have any cause for which they want to achieve. They are purely criminals engaged in robbing, maiming and killing innocent persons with no remorse. So there is no point to dialogue with them.
Sulhu kala-kala ne. Sulhu da mutanen da ke da dalilin yin bore.
There are many different types of peace accords. Peace accord with those who have a genuine cause for their insurgency. But there can be no peace accord with common criminals who have no definite reason for banditry. If you ask them why they commit these atrocities, they cannot give you a satisfactory answer. They are just going around rustling cows, kidnapping and killing people indiscriminately. Those you see the government engaging in discussions are not these criminals. They are those who are close to them, so that they can prevail on them to stop their nefarious acts. There is no need to engage common criminals in dialogue. They have no cause in running around with no faith, no human feelings in their heart, killing and stealing from innocent people. No, not those kind of people.
Ba to sai ba imani. So irin wannan ba su ake magana ba.
They should be engaged with the same force, and unless serious measures are taken against them, they will continue with these bad acts with the feeling that they have an upper hand. That has been the report. Rahama Ibrahim Dosara reporting for SVTV News, Gusau.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Burutai, has commissioned Gusau Command Guest House. General Burutai was represented by Chief of Project and Planning Major General M.S. Aliu. Commencing the occasion, the Chief of Project and Planning Major General M.S. Aliu thanked the Chief of Army Staff for citing a command guest house in Gusau, which was based on his request to have a project in Zamfara, which will outlive him. In his welcome address, the Commandant Operation Hadarin Daji, Major General Aminu Bande, said the facility will provide job opportunities for the people in the state. Major General Aminu Bande enjoined the management of the Gusau Command Guest House to make judicious use of the guest house. Many important dignitaries witnessed the commissioning ceremony, which include the State Governor, Dr. Bello Mohammed Matawale Maradun, represented by the Commissioner for Home Affairs and Security Alhaji Abubakar Mohammed Dauran. Others are the Emir of Gusau Alhaji Ibrahim Bello, represented by Magajin Sabongere Gusau Alhaji Halilu, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, among others. Feelers from Katsina State have it that fresh invasion of an Islamic school where abduction of over 80 students were attempted has been repealed by security agents. The foiled abduction in Nigeria's northwestern state of Katsina came less than 2 days after the release of 344 schoolboys who were kidnapped in the same area last week Friday, precisely December 11, 2020. The incidents have highlighted the insecurity in northern Nigeria, which questions claims by Christian Association of Nigeria and United States of America President Donald Trump, who have been accusing President MUHAMMADU BUHARI for running Islamization and Northernization agenda in the country. For more on the story, Beauty Abdulmalik report.
Newspaper findings revealed that the northern region and Muslim Ummah have, unfortunately, been the major target of the Boko Haram terrorism in the country, especially as its branch. The banditry operates more in the core north, killing Muslims in their scores. Saturday night's attempted kidnapping took place in Dandumi, about 64 kilometers from Kankara, the town where the earlier kidnapping of schoolboys occurred. Katsina State Police spokesman Gambo Issa said that the bandits, who have been confirmed by reported video after the first incident to be truly Boko Haram terrorists, had already abducted reportedly 4 people and stolen a dozen cows when they ran into the school children, who were on their way home from a celebration. Police and a local community self-defense group rescued the children from the bandits after a gunfight. The team succeeded in dislodging the bandits and rescued all the 84 kidnapped victims and recovered all the 12 rusted cows. Meanwhile, one of those abducted by bandits and subsequently rescued by security agencies in Dandume local government area of Katsina State on Sunday has narrated how they were kidnapped. Awal Salihu, a teacher, said 84 students and 3 teachers were ambushed by the gunmen on Saturday night. According to him, they were on their way back from Maulud celebration held at a village called Ongwal Al-Kazim when the attackers flashed lights at them and surrounded them with guns. Beauty Abdulmalik reporting for SVTV News.
Our former Chief of Army Staff, General Kenneth Minima, and 2 serving senior Army officers have moved to block their trial by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The EFCC indicted them for complicity in the misappropriation of about 13.8 billion naira from funds provided by the federal government for the purchase of military hardware. The 2 serving officers are one-time Chief of Account and Budget, Nigerian Army Major General A.O. Adetayo, and ex-Director of Finance and Account, Nigerian Army, Brigadier R.A. Jodi. For more on the story, over now to our correspondent, Hawa Muhammad.
General Minima served as the Chief of Army Staff between January 2014 and July 2015 under the Goodluck Jonathan administration. The EFCC said in a court document cited by the Nation that the Committee on the Audit of Defense Equipment Procurement in the Nigerian Armed Forces referred a case of misappropriation for it to investigate. Air Vice Marshal John Ode, retired, chaired the committee. In the course of the investigation, the Anti-Graft Agency found out about 13,789,619,309 was misappropriated by General Minima, Adetayo and Odi. It consequently proceeded to file a charge against the 3 generals before the Federal High Court Abuja. The EFCC also wrote to the Army authorities requesting their release for prosecution. On learning about the EFCC letter, General Minima, Adetayo and Odi approached the Federal High Court Abuja, seeking, among others, an order blocking their prosecution. In the suit, they contended, among others, that under the Armed Forces Act, the EFCC lacked the power to initiate criminal proceedings against them, let alone prosecute them. Hawa Muhammad reporting for SVTV News.
The Police Service Commission has dismissed 4 senior police officers over cases of serious misconduct and acts unbecoming of public officers. The Commission also reduced in rank 2 other officers while also handing punishment of severe reprimand to 4 others to each. The Commission took this decision at its 10th plenary meeting, presided over by Commission Chairman Musliu Smith, a retired Inspector General of Police, and which came to an end on Friday, December 18, 2020. For more on the story, over now to our correspondent Fauzia Ibrahim.
A Chief Superintendent of Police (CSP) was dismissed for discreditable conduct, dishonesty, and act unbecoming of a police officer, and dishonesty and act unbecoming of a public officer, while a superintendent of police was also dismissed for conspiring with 4 others to vandalize a transformer and stealing. The commission also directed that the officer should be prosecuted. The 2 other dismissed officers are a deputy superintendent of police and an assistant superintendent of police. The DSP was said to have led a team that intercepted 3 Mercedes-Benz trucks conveying about 3,000 live cartridges believed to have been smuggled across the border from Benin Republic into Nigeria. The team was said to have impounded the truck at base for 3 days but made no entries nor a situation report of the arrest relayed. The DSP rather raised a fake letter purporting to escort the vehicles and suspects to Federal South Lagos with the dubious intention of ensuring their unlawful release. Luck, however, ran out of the team when they were intercepted at a military checkpoint where soldiers on duty insisted on verifying the contents of the truck. Fauzia Ibrahim reporting for SVTV.
The Federal Road Safety Corps has announced the promotion of 2,880 officers and marshals to new ranks. The Corps Public Education Officer Assistant Corps Marshal B.C. Kazim made the announcement in a statement issued on Sunday in Abuja. He said that the FRSC approved the promotions following the consideration of a report by its establishment committee. For more on the story, over now to our correspondent Fatima Ibrahim.
Mr. Kazim said 435 officers were promoted to their next ranks, 769 marshal inspectors and 1,676 road marshal assistants were equally elevated to the next ranks. According to him, out of the 435 officers, 33 of them were promoted from the rank of the Chief Routes Commander to Routes Commander. 15 officers moved from Superintendent Routes Commander to Chief Routes Commander, while 73 officers were promoted from the rank of Routes Commander to Superintendent Routes Commander. In addition, 214 officers were elevated from the rank of Deputy Routes Commander to Routes Commander, and 100 Assistant Routes Commanders moved to Deputy Routes Commander. In the same vein, 2,445 marshals got the promotion, comprising 769 marshal inspectors and 1,676 road marshal assistants. Mr. Kazim noted that the promotion exercise began with medical examination, physical fitness tests, computer-based examination, and oral interview. He said, all processes were done in strict adherence to all COVID-19 protocols. Fatima Ibrahim reporting for SVTV News.
The People's Democratic Party, PDP, on Saturday asked President Muhammadu Buhari to resign over his comment on the failure of the service chiefs to tame the deteriorating security situation in the country. The national chairman of the opposition party, Uche Secondos, said this in a statement signed by his special advisor on media, Ike. President Muhammadu Buhari had on Thursday admitted that the effort of the Nigerian security chiefs were not enough to tackle the myriads of security situation across the country. President Muhammadu Buhari, who spoke through the National Security Advisor Babagana Mungono while addressing State House correspondents, said he expects the service chiefs to henceforth live up to expectations. The president's comment came on the heels of the abduction of hundreds of schoolboys who were kidnapped from their boarding school at the Government Science Secondary School, Kankara, Katsina State, on December 11th. The rights group Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, says President Muhammadu Buhari should stop the push for registration of Nigerians for national identity number and withdraw the threat to block SIM cards upon expectation of the deadline. In a statement on Sunday, it asked the President to instruct the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Issa Fantami, and Director General of the National Identity Management Commission, Mr. Aliu Abubakar, to stop the move. SERAP's reason being that data of Nigerians being sought already exists in several platforms. including the bank verification numbers, driver's license, international passport, and voter's card. But the defender reported that President Muhammadu Buhari made himself clear on what he would do with the NIMC he inherited on May 19, 2015, when he said he ordered harmonization of all Nigerians' data into a single system of national identity number system. President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed sadness over the death of Professor Habu Galadima, the Director General, National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, describing him as an intellectual colossus who stood tall in the field of scholarship and knowledge. The President, while commiserating with his family, friends, the government and people of Nasarawa State, the President said the deceased was an eloquent and remarkable intellectual whose contributions to scholarship were vast and remarkable, and Nigeria will continue to remember him for his contributions. President Buhari added that with the death of Galadima, NIPS and Nigeria at large has lost one of the prestigious ever appointed to head the institute. He prayed to Allah to forgive the soul of the departed and reward his good deeds with al-Jannah. Nigeria on Saturday recorded 920 new coronavirus infections, the country's third largest daily figure ever, according to health authorities. The total death tally from COVID-19 in Nigeria also climbed to 1,218 on Saturday. After 6 more people died from the virus in the last 24 hours, the country's infectious disease agency NCDC announced this late Saturday. The 920 new cases was an increase from the 806 reported on Friday. For more on the stories, Sumaya Ibrahim reports.
Since early December, there has been an unprecedented spike in coronavirus cases. This week alone, Nigeria has been consistent in setting and smashing its record of highest daily infections. Meanwhile, the police in Lagos, led by its commissioner, Hakeem Odumusu, dispersed attendees at Cubana nightclub, Ikeja, on Saturday night. The club was also sealed off immediately by the Lagos State Safety Commission for not obeying COVID-19 guidelines. The development, which took place around 11:48 p.m., was confirmed by both the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Boyega Akusele, and the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on New Media, Gawat Jibril. The shutdown of Lagos nightclubs comes a day after Mr. Sanwo-Olu, who has also tested positive for coronavirus, banned carnivals, concerts, and street parties until further notice. Sumaya Ibrahim reporting for SBTV News, Kusau.
Still to come your way is the business, the sport, and the international news. But before that, a quick commercial break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Let me quickly take you to our business desk for the business update.
Hello and welcome to Business Update. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has liquidated 43 microfinance banks in the country and subsequently revoked their operational license. The Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, disclosed this in a statement saying it will promptly commence the verification of claims of depositors of the affected banks from Monday, December 21, 2020. The NDIC also said it has begun the process of paying insured depositors of the liquidated bank across the country. And that's all on the business updates. I'm Fawzia Ibrahim. Have a nice day.
And on sport, over now to Sufyan Abubakar.
Hello, welcome to Standard Voice Television Sports Room. I'm Sufyan Abubakar, and as usual, I bring the sports updates. Leeds United manager Marcelo BIELSA said his team will not abandon their attacking principle despite being trashed by Manchester United at Old Trafford. Sunday's 6-2 reverse means BIELSA side are the first English Premier League team this season to concede 30 goals. It was also the first time a club side managed by the Argentine has conceded 6 goals since 1992. In the first half, they had similar chances to the ones United had but were unable to score. Leeds United continued to create opportunities after Liam Cooper had made it 4-1 before halftime and looked like they might set up a nervous finish until Daniel James of United restored the hosts' 4-goal cushion midway through the second half. The match ended 6-2 in favour of the Manchester outfit, who now sit third on the EPL log, 5 points behind league leaders Liverpool, with a game in hand to play against Burnley. In other games played in the English Premier League this weekend, Arsenal continued their poor run of form after losing to Everton, while Manchester City defeated Southampton 1-0 thanks to Raheem Sterling's early goal. Liverpool in another game defeated Crystal Palace 7-0 away at Selhurst Park, becoming the first team to concede 7 goals and score 7 goals in the same EPL. Becoming the first team to concede and score 7 goals in different matches in the same EPL season. And that's all we have on Sports Room today. Back to the newsroom.
And on the international scene, Cameroonian officials said on Friday he had found evidence that, as widely suspected, Boko Haram militants have been establishing close ties in Cameroonian political and business circles. The revelation came after Cameroon's military arrested a former lawmaker for allegedly supplying cattle to the Nigerian terrorist group. Major Bakari, governor of Cameroon's far north region on Nigeria's border, said that within the past 2 months, Boko Haram have been establishing ties with top officials of his region. He spoke via a messaging app from the northern town of Murao. He says security reports indicate that Boko Haram has infiltrated some political, business, and elite circles along Cameroon's northern border with Nigeria. He says Boko Haram accomplices in the communities supply food and money for the terrorists to procure weapons. Mr. Bakari says the military has been assigned to arrest those who have established ties with Boko Haram. Mr. Bakari did not say how many people have been arrested for establishing ties with the terrorist group, but this week local media reported the arrest by Cameroon's military of a former member of parliament, Balba Mala, for alleged ties with the Boko Haram. He has been detained in the northern town of Mora. The media report that Mala, a member of President Paul Biya's ruling Cameroon People's Democratic Movement Party, is accused of supplying cattle and money to Boko Haram. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. The EMIR of ANKA urges government at all levels to review anti-banditry tactics. Police Service Commission dismisses 4 senior police officers over serious misconduct. SERAP asks President MUHAMMADU Buhari to stop 17-year-old NIN registration and withdraw threats to block SIM cards. On business, CBN revokes licenses of 42 microfinance banks. On sports, Marcelo says Leeds will not abandon playing style after 6-2 thrashing at Man United. And on the international scene, Boko Haram infiltrates Cameroon's political and business leaders. That's the news on behalf of the production crew and head of News and Current Affairs Department, Alhaji Ibrahim Garabatunau. I still remain Musa Joy Unyoda. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.